Hi folks, we're Travel with Johnny and Will, and this video is our cabin tour and review of our newly refurbed cabin on board P&O Azura, where we're staying in an aft-facing balcony, which is a first for us. So we're basically on deck 11, which is a Barbados deck, so our cabin number is B756.
And here is a quick overview of the entire cabin. So coming into the cabin, we have our cabin bathroom with a shower, toilet and sink on the right hand side as you come in. And then in front of that door there is a designated wardrobe space and a little cupboard with shelves and a safe.
Yeah, then you have the main body of the cabin. Obviously this cabin's made up as a double, and then you have obviously a little desk area. You have a little sort of shelf area where your hospitality tray and everything is, and then you have a mini bar. Well, it's not a mini bar, but it's a fridge in the cupboard beneath that, and
With
a small TV.
TV, yeah. And then in front of the main living area there is the balcony that gives you that great view out to the aft and the wake of the ship.
Yeah, and these are views that we are so going to miss, either waking up in the morning or just sitting on our balcony.
And then, because everybody always asks this, there is 2 UK sockets at the desk and also 1 US socket at the desk as well. And then there's 1 UK to plug in the kettle at the hospitality tray.
So, let's now talk about the positives and negatives of now that we've literally been here a week. This is our last day on board whenever we're recording this. So now we've been here a week, let's talk about the positives and negatives. So, positives. The first big one for us is the large balcony. I think, in my opinion, it's definitely the biggest balcony that we've had on a cruise ship. We've had plenty of room, you know, on it, because like sometimes whenever you're sort of sitting and you put your feet up on something, then there's not really much room. But here we have sort of two sun loungers that recline, little footstools, and then in addition to that, a little table to set our drinks on.
The only shame is that the weather on this cruise hasn't been the best at times, so we haven't been out on it as much as we would have liked to have been. But the times it has been warm, it's been extremely nice to just sit out there and enjoy the views and enjoy your own private outdoor space.
Yeah. So then another positive for us is obviously the bed. The bed is quite firm, but we find a firm mattress to be comfortable. In fact, recently we've just changed our own mattress at home because we were always finding that we slept better on our cruises because the mattresses are more firm, so therefore we changed to a firmer mattress. So the bed has been super comfy. And for those who, if you watch our vlogs, you'll see that on Will's birthday, he even decided to have a birthday nap.
Another great thing about the room is we opted to buy the ultimate internet package for the duration of our cruise, and we found the speeds in the room to be the most reliable. It's hit or miss pretty much everywhere else around the ship, but we found that the internet speeds in the room have been really, really good, which is not something you always get. It's usually the other way around, where in the room it will sort of work, but this has been probably the most solid internet we've had actually in the room.
So yes, the large wardrobe area, there's plenty of space for hanging bits and pieces up. Then obviously there's a large sort of cupboard with lots of shelves that we have found super useful for them putting the likes of our t-shirts and things like that, and our shorts and all. And then that large, on the wardrobe itself, that large shelf that goes across the top as well, where your life jackets are. Will has put quite a lot of his clothes up there as well.
Yeah, it's been useful for me because I'm taller. It wouldn't be as useful for people if they were a little bit shorter, but it's been really useful for us, so it's a positive.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And the thing is, because that area is outside the bathroom, it's sort of really handy because you can nearly get dressed in that area, so it means that the other person, you're not on top of each other whenever you're trying to get ready in the evenings to go out.
And the last positive to do with the bathroom is that my toothbrush charger will actually fit into this shaver socket. So that's really good. It just means we can keep our toothbrush, or if you were using a UK shaver, you could use this socket in the bathroom.
Because we always bring an adapter, and 9 times out of 10 we have to use an adapter. So it's been good that we haven't, well, we did bring it, but we haven't needed it. So looking at the negatives then, the first negatives, let's start with the bathroom. So the bathroom is on the tight side. Obviously Will's tall, and you know I'm not super skinny. But the layout of the bathroom sort of it does make it a bit tight. Now for some people, they will say whenever they look at the footage here of the bathroom, they go, "Oh my goodness, there's a shower curtain." In this bathroom, the shower curtain actually works well, because had you literally have had like a glass screen there,
Yeah, like
it would have taken
screen.
yeah, it would have taken up a lot more space. So therefore, if you're on the more fluffier side and you need to sit on the toilet, you may have needed to reverse in. So that is a bit of a bonus in a way. The negative with the bathroom though is in the shower. It's a fixed head shower. So for us, I like a shower hose. Will likes obviously like a rainfall kind of shower up above, but the thing is, because it was a fixed head, he couldn't adjust the height of it. So therefore, because he's 6'5", you know, he was, in order to wash his hair.
The shower head
like
comes to my shoulders.
Yeah.
So I had to like kneel down to get the soap out of my head. Hair. Yeah, so just in terms of the cabin size, the bit that's inside, not including the balcony, it's just on that little tight side as well. There's no sofa. There's a seat that's sort of in the middle of the room, so when you move stuff around, it's just a little bit tighter than it would be if we had another meter of length in this room.
Yeah, I think throughout the week we found ourselves being like furniture removal guys,
Yeah,
between moving the
moving
coffee
stuff.
table, the seat at the desk, the other seat in the room. Yeah.
I think like a separate seating area would have been nice, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's been manageable. But it's just something to mention to
Mm-hmm.
let you know that yeah, it is on the tighter side of the living space.
This may be a negative for some people, but I'll put a double spin on it. So the TV is quite small. It does the job, and it actually has some on-demand TV shows and movies,
Surprisingly,
which are free.
and that's about it. The TV is odd in that it does have the on-demand movies. We haven't even watched the live channels. But it doesn't have any of the other onboard ship account. I tried to go in, it just leads you to a QR code. It's just on demand movies, which is a bit odd. Yeah. So maybe as part of the refurbishments, it would have been nice to see larger screen TVs, more facilities on them. But yeah, they've decided to stick with this size. But possibly because many passengers now don't use them.
So the other negative that you may pick up on, now it's not a negative for us, but for some it would be, is that next to our balcony there is like a large vent. So there is that sort of constant humming sort of noise coming from that vent. Now obviously whenever you're at sea it kind of blends in with the sound of
Yeah,
the ship
because
and
the
the
ship
ocean.
movement. Yeah.
But so it doesn't bother us. But maybe for some people, if you were docked in port one day and you were wanting a lie-in or you're wanting to sort of sit and relax on your balcony, you may find it annoying. For us, it hasn't been an issue.
Yeah, but we don't. I don't think both of us would be affected by like
Yeah.
humming sounds. We quite like that as like a white noise sort of thing. But if you are like affected by that, it's something to be aware of.
So just other sort of services and amenities, obviously, with the cabin. There is a full room service menu. There is obviously the option to order room service breakfast in the morning by completing the little menu card and sticking it out on your door hanger the night before. There is an onboard laundry service. However, on each of the decks, there is a laundrette. Which is free to use, but you do need to bring your own soap and detergent with you. But there is an onboard laundry service as well that you can avail of. The other thing just to sort of point out, our cabin steward has been Clive. He's been a nice fella. Even brought Will a nice bottle of wine on his birthday. But the cabin stewards only service your room once a day, so there's no evening turn down service. They will only service your cabin or enter your cabin if you put the little sticker thing on
The
your
magnetic
door
sticker, yeah.
to say that you've gone exploring. Otherwise, they won't enter your room to service it. Okay, so it's just a note that if you are going out, is to put that on your cabin door, especially if you're wanting your room serviced.
And that will be in the morning only.
Yeah.
So yeah, for this past week we've been very comfortable in this cabin. It's definitely made us want to book an aft cabin again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much else I could say about it apart from personally for me I would just really love that removable head or where I could slide it up and down. That would be my only real deal breaker about this cabin.
And then for me, the only thing I would like to see added is a little sofa or or a
Yeah.
nice comfortable chair, as opposed to maybe like the desk or whatever. So, but yeah, comfortable stay for us, and we've really enjoyed our week on board.
So thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up down below and click subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.